Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa, and today we're gonna bust a scrap, and we are gonna make this cute little thing. So what I have is a pocket that was made from one of the cellophane wrappers when you buy whatever stuff you make, and some scrapbook paper. Now this was a card that I made specifically for this project, but it involves just a tiny focal point. And these little guys are the stamps from my Ko-fi account, the freebie. I used the little ones on my last project, and I was like, oh, I haven't used these big ones in a while. So I made this little card with this little guy, and I needed a home for him. So there he is, peeking out of there. Now this project is nothing new. People have put scrap paper on these clear cellophanes before and made pockets. My theory was, I saw recently also a kind of tunnel, I think it's called tunnel journals, where they have a circular part and then it just kind of grows out. So this is kind of like my version of a tunnel journal, but a tunnel pocket. And I made it to be able to peek this through. And there's some, I'll show you how I did the back to go from there. But yeah, this pocket can be put into a journal and it has its card already to go. So let's make one. Okay, so I pulled out a ton of scraps that I thought might work on this project, way more than I think I have. So I'm gonna put the bucket away. And I'm gonna start with this package. Now, these are the ones that have that lovely little flip through on it, and there's a couple ways you can do it. So let me show you. So this one, it is open on the top where the flap is now been put inside, and I cut off the hole on the bottom. Now the other way that you could do it is you could leave it where this flap just gets glued on top because it's gonna be on top, and then cut this open. My theory is I like this way better because then this has 2 layers on this pocket part and just 1 on here, versus this where if you cut it, it's definitely 1 in 1 for that. So the way that I did it is I peeled back the part that was sticky, and I did a little miter cut so that it could go inside the flap, because if you don't cut it, there's too much room or too much bulk to go inside. So I cut away the triangle part and opened it up and did my best to wiggle it back in there. And now there is a double pocket and a single pocket. And then I just took that part. I could make it longer so that this pocket is longer, or cut it off because there is no reason for it. I'm going to cut it off because that's a pretty long, tall pocket, but I'm going to make sure I don't cut that crimping that they do to seal the bottom. Okay, so now this is a card that I made from a excuse me, advertisement. And actually, you know what, these are the advertisements I believe also on my channel. I think it's an almanac one where there's sheets, and I thought that looked great. This is a Mamagami paper, again my freebie digital, and just a piece of scrap and a little bit of boo-boo tape. Now, as you can see, it is too wide to slide in here, but not by a lot. Yeah, just here. So I'm going to cut this down like I did the other one. And I am just going to cut down the sides. I'm going to leave to start a little bit of the black and see if it will work. If it's small enough, I might have to come back and cut a little bit more. It didn't need a lot, but you want it to be able to slide in easy. I'm like, which one am I using? This one I'm using. Actually, I think I'm going to use this one because, yeah, it sticks out. This one I would have to make a different card that is longer so it sticks out. Otherwise, it'd be too tall. I made it so this will stick out a little bit because I want to be able to grab it. All right, so this Yeah, it is snug. So we're gonna have to sacrifice some sidage. That should be enough. We'll get this out of the way. Oh yeah, that's gonna be plenty. Okay, I am going to also round the corners of this. This is pretty flimsy. I actually might want to put this on something a little bit thicker to slide in. Yeah, I think I'll glue that to the back of it. And it's got some nice lines, so yeah, we'll do that. I didn't put it on the last one, but I think because the last one felt a little thicker for some reason. I am not sure why. All right, oops. Now, probably could have done this earlier, but I'm going to hand trim it for now. Bottom looks good, and just a little bit on this side. All right, and I'm gonna nip the corners instead of using the rounder because it's probably pretty wet, and I think that should be good enough. And add a little distress in case I missed. Okay, that is one nice little, get off of me, card. All right, so this one is gonna go, this one is gonna go in here. All right, I'm gonna flip it because I want the part that's the double pocket in the front to be a little bit stronger than the back. All right, so I'm going to naturally place it where it needs to be in here. I hope it's not too glaring for you, but it won't be glaring for long. Where I want it to be, because I want to build the window there. So kind of think of if you were making these pockets for the picture to show through when you're using a envelope, like a business return envelope that's got the pre-made pocket in there. But instead of trying to make this fit into a pre-made pocket, we're just making this be where it wants to be. So with this one, since the card, I put him more centered, the hole needed to be up there. But, oh, I know why this is thicker. The piece that I put on here was masterboard, so it was really thick. So that fits in there. But since I put this guy here, that's where the window needs to be there. So we are making the window be where the window needs to be. All right, now, so for this project, I did use scrap of paper, and I did rip them to give it more of a rustic look. And I did wrap it around. I'm not going to wrap it around a lot. I'm just going to wrap it around a little because I don't want to cover the back yet completely, because eventually I want to put something in the back here that when this card gets removed, gets seen through. Like this one, you can see that there's paper in there. If I just glued it regular, it would be white, but I'll show you what I did for that. All right, I think I'm gonna, that paper has seen a lot of gluing. All right, now I did the last one with this Uhu stick, and I found no problem with it sticking. So hopefully I won't regret it, but it seemed to have stuck pretty good on that first one I did, because I wasn't sure if I would need to do art glitter, and I really need to get a new bottle because wow, that is just used and abused. I'm going to want to use that, but I'm going to keep that whole, and I think I want to use some of this for it. Yeah. Now, The scraps that I use are, I mean, it's not a ton of scraps, and I've said this before when I do these projects. I'm busting a scrap on these, but it's not like I am, what you want to call it, getting rid of every scrap. This is not what it's meant to be. This whole series was, let's just find a way to use some scraps up and make some stuff. All right. I'm going to move it up and center it so I'll be able to put something on the bottom and on the top. And I'm going to cut it down just a little bit so I don't wrap around too far in the back. Now, as you can probably tell, my voice is still being weird. I don't know what the problem is. I said it before. I'm not sick. I don't know why it's getting all strangly sounding. All right. And fold. Whoops, folded too far. Now, that's probably the hardest part that I found was trying not to fold it too far so the plastic part would fold over. All right, so I got two sides. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a top and a bottom. And I have this. It's textured and embossed, which I thought could be fun, but I might put that more down here. I like that. But I don't think I can rip it, so I think I'm gonna make it, stay. I guess I can rip it. I don't think I'm going to wrap it around though. I think I'm going to do it that way and glue it down. But this, I think I'm going to use the art glitter because it is so thick and it is bumpy that I want to make sure I can get stuff in its little bitty grooves right to the corners. All right, so this one I am going to line to the bottom and line to the side. Yeah, cute so far. So I'll have something that'll go over this one, and I just want to get something to go across the top here. And I think this could work. We're just gonna rip it here and get just a little bit. The top part here, I'm going to end up putting a piece of washi tape because I'll know it's straight, or a straight scrapbook piece. So I'm okay that this is not going to the top because it'll get covered with something else. But yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to glue it there. So this is probably the fussiest part of the whole kit and caboodle, is making its little window where it needs to be. So he's peeking through. All right, so there we go. So now what we want to do is put something behind here that if this is gone, you can see something through it. And this flower might be fun. Yeah, let's do that. All right, we're gonna cut that down. And we're going to put the flower in there. Beautiful. Now, for this part, I am going to take, it's on the back side, it's not on the inside. I'm going to put glue around the opening and spread it out a little bit because I don't want to have glue in the center where this is at. I just need it to be, I think I put it too far that way. Give it a second. Oh, that's pretty good actually. Give it a second to make itself in there. Now the rest of the back side is just going to be some stuff that we don't care what it looks like because it's just covering the back of it. So I'm just going to put something down because there's glue there and I don't want to waste it. But normally what I did was I went back and After I did the front, I put some stuff on the back, but I just want to put some of this on the back. This is going to be glued down. No one's going to see it. Okay, so there we go. This is going to get covered, so we're only going to see that part. And once again, we're just going to put that in there. And there we go. Cute, right? I like it. Okay, so we need to find some stuff to go here and here. I think I'm going to do that up here because green and green, and I am going to, like the other stuff, going to make it rough. Now, if you don't want to make it rough, that's, you know, up to you. It's really your project. I just thought rough was kind of fun. I'm going to cut the top though because I don't need it to be, like I said, I'm going to cover this up with something. I'm just going to move it over a little bit and then the rest will wrap around. Now I think I like the wraparound idea for these scraps because it also gives a bit of strength to the pocket when stuff is coming in and out. And there we go. And since we put that down, it doesn't matter what gets wrapped over now because it's going to be not seen from the back once this comes off. The window is covered. Yeah, I like that. So we just need a little piece down here. And I think I'm going to put this here as a focal, or not a decoration. I don't know what you want to call it. Just to break that up. And this part right here, maybe some book page. I did pull some book page out. It's ripped in the bottom, but I think I'll be able to go back and cut it straight and not wrap it around the bottom, but just wrap it around the side. Because when this gets glued down, I don't think the bottom is that worrisome to have pressure. I think more of the pressure being wrapped around here to keep that pocket is probably the most important part. So yeah, we're going to glue that down and then we'll end up taking that straightening it out. All right, and we wrap. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry before I go back and glue it, but I am gonna cut the edge off because it's like a piece of glue. It's a little thicker feeling. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and we'll trim that. After the glue dries a little bit more, that's going to go there. And yeah, I think I'm going to try to put some washi tape there. Because I was thinking about this, but I think this is too white to put there. If it was more darker, I do have the music notes though. Music notes could be fun. Not that ladybugs sing, but nature sings, right? Oh, I like that. Let's do that. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky also. You don't want to go above the window, the plastic part, because it's going to get rough, but you want to be able to cover it quite a bit. So, all right, just long, it looks like it's just long enough to wrap a little, or I might have to trim it off. And that's the good part about the blue glue, is it's got time to dry. Now I can see just a hair of the shininess, so I know we are not over it. And we're gonna try to fold this over a touch. You are not really gonna fold over, but we're gonna give it a shot. Okay, now for the back, it's just gonna be stuff that's on there that maybe is ugly and we don't care about. I've got this, which is just laying around. It was just a dyed piece of paper. I think it was a cut off of something or a spread of something. And you know, that's gonna cover most of that, isn't it? It's just really, like I said, it's giving it strength of the pocket. And that's really all it is. I want to make sure. Actually, I think I'm going to do it that way. Just to make sure that top pocket has a little bit more strength for the back. Beauteous. Okay, let's do that. Okay, it is not over the back. It's just right to the top. Just want to make sure that there was nothing sticky there, keeping it stuck together. All right, I think you're dry enough. Give you a little trim. And we're just going to add you down there. Again, it's just strength. This is going to be glued down onto something. And then with this paper on there, the paper will be stuck to the journal versus trying to glue some of the plastic down. I know sometimes trying to glue on that plastic, slippery doesn't like to stick on everything, so there we go. Now it's got a bit of a shine there from the pocket, so if you wanted to take some like washi and wrap it around, that would be an option for that. Yeah, let's do that. All right, I'm gonna take it a little bit longer, and I am gonna add some glue to it so it stays sticky. And I'm gonna just cover that and fold it over. And I am going to trim the two sides because I just wanted the bottom to have something. And this might be overkill. I am putting the front and the backs and the extra. So you can do what you want with that. But I just want to make sure it is strong enough to hold up to in and out pocket use. All right, where'd she go? There she is. Beautiful. That is a beautiful little pocket, I think. So I'm just gonna glue that down. I know it's kind of a weird strip, but it was in my scrap pile. And I will put something else on top of here. This is just a little piece of decoration. Probably put something like right there, like maybe a little tidbit. This will work. It's got a bit of a green tone. I'm just gonna trim it down a little bit. I don't know why I insist on using those big scissors to cut little stuff. I did track them down. I probably videoed before, the last one before, I couldn't find them. They were behind my cabinet on the side, sitting on the floor. They fell off the edge. I probably put it on top, and it just fell off. All right, I think I like it. I think I like it up there, and I'm going to use art because this is a thicker piece of card stock weight. Still haven't figured out how to put my charms on here. Not that I've tried, but I keep losing that pin though. I really need to figure it out or make a new one. Cute, I love it. So not the quickest project in the world, but very satisfying. I wish I would rip that end, but that's okay. Very satisfying in the end. Front, back doesn't matter what it looks like because it is going to be glued onto a page as a pocket. Now it could be glued as a side tuck also. It is, the strength is there, but when the card gets removed, and I have a bit of glue on there. See if I can get that off. Not too bad. But when the card is removed, there is a little fun picture back there. I did do a rose, but it could have been, you know, the music notes could have went in there. It could have been anything. I think the other one just has a striped paper in the back. So it really is not anything specific to it, just a piece of paper that I had. Could have put, like I said, the music, could have put anything back there. But I like the little flower. The flowers right there. The ladybug's got a little bit of flowers on there. Yeah, I love it. All right, so don't forget, those stamps are freebie on my account, as well as the, I believe it's called Almanac. That's got the advertisement pages. I got quite a few of them laying around here. They're fun to play with. Yeah, I like it. This one I put a little tidbit on there. Did a little bit of my washi on there from the washi books I had gotten recently. This one I didn't put a washi on there, but it definitely could have used, had one. But I don't think I'm gonna get it wrapped around. I don't want to wrap it around. But yeah, cute. I used up, like I said, just a few pieces of scrap, but there's a few less scraps in my pile. And I don't think I really created any. I mean, I made some of them smaller, but this I'll probably throw away. That I might keep. And I'm going to pitch. Yeah, I was really kind of hoping to use that. I like the colors with it, but that's okay. Another project, another day. Okay, well, I think that is going to be it for these, and I hope you enjoyed them, to be able to make your own window pocket. You can use the same theory to make scraps and put it on envelopes, like I said, but this just really makes it be whatever the focal point is. Now, these are tiny focal points, but if you've got big ones, you could do that too. It just, you know, how much you want to save, how much space you want to put around there is how big you want to put your focal point. I was originally thinking of using those new flowers I had. But that would have been like, I would have been just a little string around each side, and I decided I didn't want to do that. I like this way better, where they're just tiny focal points, but still a focal point. I love it. Okay, if you like the video, please, a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please put those below. I love to talk to you guys, or at least, you know, type to you guys on the videos and answer your comments. It is always heartwarming to hear the wonderful things you guys have to say. I appreciate it, truly. And as usual, I hope you all have a wonderful and creative day. Bye for now.